What's up? I don't like my neck looking like this, but that's what happens when I get in this position. I already know it's going to be a bad video. I could sit up, but I don't really want to. But I just uploaded my video about Angry Joe review for Superman, and it made very good points. But I decided I'm gonna do this in a different way because even though that video was like really good and made good points, it's like I'm tired of going through all the different things of stupidity on social media when it comes to especially superhero movies. I said that for so many times before. The weirdest thing about doing coming on YouTube to do movie reviews, people just want to talk about superhero movies. In the real world, no one cares to talk about that. Have you guys even heard of Fight Club? Huh? And I can mention more, but I'm just saying that's a good enough point right there. Like, I know it's an old movie, but I'd rather talk about that than a superhero movie. But I'm just gonna keep it, a little bit short. Something that I just think it's like a common thing when it comes to what I said. When the reviews are coming out, trying to act like this movie's all good, and I said, people, I've seen this before. I've seen this several times before. And one thing is I'll say, it's like, there's other things I see in common before too. It's like a fear thing when it comes to these superhero movies. Is like when Angry Joe was saying that, act like he didn't like it, just saying he doesn't like it. But then he says, but I'm going to have to see it again, man. I'm going to see it tomorrow, man. If you don't like a movie, why are you rushing to see a movie again? You know how stupid I will look to say that to someone in the real world. That's what I said. My videos go how I would talk to someone in the real world. And because there's no way, in no scenario, would you not look stupid saying that to people. People will immediately catch on to what you just said and get off the chair, walk away from you. That's what I say. YouTube is for some single people, and there's people, they have to act like, Angry Joe has been sex harassing females, but I'm just saying, it feels like certain people have to act a certain way to satisfy the geeks, like movies try to do. That's one of the biggest things is I think it's like really odd when they're like, showing they don't really like it, and they'll say, I got to go see it again. And the thing is, that's the same line, the same scenario happened with the Batman. When they were trying to hype it up, and then people came out and said this movie sucks. You had people say, man, I fought for this movie. I was excited for this movie, and this is what they did, and it's just like, and there were so many clues that say this movie's gonna suck. But it was like directors that would hype up, like I'll bring up the Batman, like I'll stay on Batman for a moment, that was hyped by social media. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes sucked. A War of the Planet of the Apes is just nice CGI, but it's not a good story at all. It's just nice CGI. It's just boring and too many coincidences. Whatever. Moving on. But I also heard that line, I'm going to have to see it again. Never in my life have I felt like, I'm not happy with this movie, I'm going to have to go see it again. Never in my life have I ever done it or even heard anyone say a dumb line like that. But that is one thing. It's just like, I don't get it. It just makes me feel weird on YouTube. But like I said, it does, it feels weird when I was saying, when they were on so many reviews acting like this movie was good, I said, people, I've seen this before. And then later I did a video that says people I'm waiting for is, certain people, and I'm missing Germany because I've seen it more than a couple times when a movie's hyped up, Germany will be the one that comes out and say this movie sucks. So I do understand Angry Joe did his video. And the thing is, I'm not going over everything like I did in the video I uploaded, but I said, normally I never click Angry Joe. I never have. I don't know the last time I've ever clicked him. I almost didn't click him because of his thumbnail. But what made me click him is I was scrolling and I saw that Tyrese doing a reaction to Angry Joe, and I figured that Tyrese or Tyrone, whatever guy, that coon, and I was thinking he only does reaction to hate channels. And from what I did my video about him, I've seen a video response about a guy mad that Tyrone, whatever, doesn't like the Superman trailer or something. I figure he's only watching Angry Joe because Angry Joe has something really negative to say about the movie, to my understanding. That would be the only reason he would be doing a video response. And he's more in that negative, trying to feel he's right. He'll only like do responses to people that talking his tone of nonsense or something. But I'm not saying it's like nonsense saying the movie's good, but he's just, trying to get in that he stays in that area, he's dumb. But that's how I knew, because I was going to click Angry Joe because it seemed like he was like excited, and then he started talking, says, I know y'all thinking by my face, what I'm going to say about this movie. And I was like, oh, okay, so you did a fake thumbnail. Okay, but I kind of had a feeling but I didn't click that Coons video. I just went straight to Angry Joe, just because I like to hear criticism. I don't like to hear, like, oh my gosh, I really don't like that kind of crap. But what I was going over is people, I don't know, do I go because I wanted to add in what I had in that video, something that I wanted to say before seeing the movie. Something like a feeling I had before seeing the movie. What I'm not picky about, and blah, 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 what I'm fine with, and blah, blah. But first, I just want to say, I don't have time to go over it, but I need to speed this up, because I want to be a little shorter than my last video. But, Angry Joe is not, again, a person I watch. And, I just want to talk about, like, nonsense because I want to talk about that one girl, too. I want to put her in this video. So now it's kind of, makes me want to start over this again. There's a certain girl that I want to mention, too, that I mentioned in that video. But, Angry Joe is someone that, I don't watch it. I don't know if it has anything to do with Batman v Superman, or he started talking some hate crap. My mind just remembered, don't watch him again. But I did watch, I was clicking because I was curious, because I explained why. Well, Angry Joe, I remember for his Batman v Superman review. He was saying certain things that I just get so confused or weirded out more. I don't get confused by it. I just get weirded out by it. Where, as people got blocked, whoever gave me these comments says, I don't want a angry Superman, like Zack Snyder or something. Some rumor how Zack Snyder Superman is an angry Superman. Didn't feel that way from Man of Steel or Batman v Superman. What does feel that way is from the trailers from this new Superman. He feels like he has a temper problem. But I did see Jeremy's review, and I kind of said in my video, I was thinking, hopefully it only looks that bad in the trailer, because with the part where Lois Lane was interviewing him, he's getting all angry all quick. And I think he did say, no, it doesn't really go that way. And I was sure of that. That's why I said it in my video. But I hear that kind of crap, and I'm pretty sure Angry Joe probably used that kind of line too. But I remember for his Batman v Superman, he was wanting, when Batman says, tell me, do you bleed? And he says, you will. He did some animation thing where Superman comes back down, slams against the car, says, what do you say, punk? What do you say? Now, this is the thing. I don't get into that, Superman's goody-goody. He can't get angry. He's perfect and all that. And I don't get into that. That's some lame-ass shit. That's like Zack Snyder said, it's time to wake up. You need to wake up, But there's a limit I still do have. And what I was saying in my video for my view response for his Angry Joe Batman v Superman, that was the old channel, is why would you want Superman to be a bully like that? Because I'm not even caring about Superman being goody-goody, but there's no way in hell I would like a bully like that. Like, I'm fine with Batman killing. He's killed in every single movie. Every single movie. So don't bullshit. But I have a limit for that. And then one of them is what happens in Batman v Superman, the extended version, where Batman takes his crate, hits this guy in the head, and Bud starts scraping on the wall. That's just a little too much for me. And, I went into other details, like one of my movies, my top 10 favorite movies is Kung Fu Hustle, where there is actually a rated R version to that. It's only on DVD. It's probably very hard to buy unless you eBay it for probably $200 or something. And the blood was just too much for me. I didn't like the blood in the movie at all. So I'm just trying to say they're just like, I didn't explain it well like I did in my other take, but I kind of used Kung Fu Hustle and everything. So anyways, in it was just saying something about, I'm just saying that people, to me, it's just another movie. It's just, that's all it is. And I don't see, this was not even in my interest of this year of movies, but I've been talking about it more than any other movie. But at the same time, the Batman. I didn't care about that movie, but I made several videos trolling the idiots. But there's this one girl. I don't know her name, but she's another girl person that I was not wanting to ever click. And I think she was talking. I think she has some hate about Little Mermaid or something. Any kind of that vibe thing. Usually, I try never to watch them again because if you have bias in you, then you're gonna lead people wrong in something. But I clicked it, and I clicked because it had the word "meh" for the Superman movie. And she really showed like she wasn't really liking it, but I didn't get very far because I don't know, I think I was busy or something. And she said a line that I think Angry Joe said, something about Superman gets beat up a lot and the star is mostly like the dog the whole time. And what I explained in my other version is I did even bring it up when I saw the dog for the first time doing a trailer reaction. I said, I think they're going to really like force that dog on you to laugh at dumb crap. They're going to really force that. And I'm trying to end this because now I'm about to go as long as my other video. And that's what her complaint is. And I also heard the Green Lantern kind of guy is a star too. And I'm thinking this is getting worse and worse if that is true. If that is true, one of the things I like about I did mention too that I think I'm pretty much, if I don't remember to say it, I don't think I'm gonna get over his suit. His suit is ugly. And then I saw another person do a review saying that he says he just can't get over how bad that suit is. But it's the girl. She had what I want to explain. She had this like Wonder Woman outfit on, and I am gonna like after this video search her because I'm like, do I want to bang her? Because I don't know why. I make sure if I click off to see because I was like really like that's all was on my mind, but I think I must have been really busy or something. So I was like, does she have a nice body or not? I couldn't tell because I was just had other distractions or something. I don't know. And I'm gonna go check it out myself just to see because I didn't think she had a nice body before. Never seen her like paid attention to her to know that. But I was like, oh, do you? So I'm just only checking to see if that's true or not. But yeah, she was someone that I only knew her for saying something like she's not going to see Doom 2 because the first one sucked. And I was like, bravo, because that's true. I'm not seeing Doom 2 theaters too. And that's how smart people need to be. It's just like, that's why I like people who speak common sense. But I just know that I just don't care to watch her. She must have spoke hate or something before and, or showed some kind of ignorance or something that I didn't appreciate. So, but I'm going to go now, upload this video and check out and see does she have a nice body in that Wonder Woman outfit. But yeah, and kind of watch a little bit of her video just to see, but it's just another movie to me. It's beyond, it's like a movie I don't care about like the Batman, but even I did some reviews about the Batman because there's just idiots out there and I just like to, prove them wrong because, did I explain this before I go? Because this now is longer than the other one. Before I go, it is I want to explain this like when I brought up the Batman. It's just like the huge hint was, I did explain that. It's the director that did Dawn and Planet of the Apes and Where the Planet of the Apes. He's not a good director. And then the guy who's Twilight, he's not a good actor. But it started with this movie called Good Times. I kept getting things that you need to check out Good Times, Good Times. And I checked it out and said, people, this movie sucked. And there's nothing good about his acting. He barely talked in the movie. And ever since he's been in movies like, The Lighthouse, he was incredible. This movie is like, no, people, he cannot act. He barely even talked to The Lighthouse. I didn't sit through that whole crap. I didn't sit through none of that crap. He can't act. And I said so many things that show that this is going to be a bad movie. And going with that, he's going to be a detective. I said, people, don't you think that's going to be really boring? And it was. Everything that was so many warnings. And that's just all I was doing those kind of videos for that. And now I'm letting people know that, again, James Gunn is not a good director. He can't have emotions. Oh my gosh. This was the kind of the important parts. So now I'm actually definitely longer because I want to get this out. So the thing about Angry Joe, oh my gosh. Now I'm just like, damn, this is supposed to be with Angry Joe. Is, it's just the thing is I'm going to say is the big heads up is, the people who have the negative review, they're saying exactly what I was and anyone else was worried about. He can't have serious characters. He's trying to draw emotion with weird music. It doesn't work. He tried it with, I remember with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He did it with the green guy, and the girls go cheep, 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 and he tried to play some music, and he did it with three characters or something, and it's like, stop, dude, stop. I know you're trying to make something feel beautiful like you did with the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 with Groot, but you have failed with that ever since then. Just stop. His format is the exact same. Cartoonist villains can't have a serious character. He's not good at emotions. And that's what Angry Joe and all that people have been saying. And one more thing is they did say something about the music sucked. I was thinking about, I hope they don't do what they did with Justice League 2017. And I was like, what? One of the biggest things I was like, what kind of music is this? Why are they playing old Batman music and old Superman music? And I think that's, oh, wait. Are they talking about the music where he puts the things like Guardians of the Galaxy? I was thinking about, how there's not words, but they're talking about they put like words in a person singing, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where it just kept having like song, and it's like he did a good job with the first one, but he just couldn't stop. I hope it's not that kind of music again. Yes, and it's just like he did it. It was like really bad for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It was like it just got worse and worse. And that's the common thing with a lot of directors. I don't feel like going over Christopher Nolan, Michael Bay. I don't feel like going over that right now. But all right, this is because this is way longer. All right, peace.